Hey guys, it's Kelsey here. I have finally figured out what I'm going to do for Project Life in 2015, and a lot of you have recommended going monthly and doing like extra spreads for holidays or special events, which I'm totally on board with. Um, as far as putting extra spreads into my Project Life, I never felt limited to two page protectors. If I had less to tell in a week, I would use less page protectors. If I had more, I would use more. So it's definitely not an issue. I just was really dead set against going monthly. Um, but I decided to try it at least for January because I just wanted to start Project Life again. It was either that or cancel my kit because it just didn't make sense to keep getting my Project Life kit if I wasn't really going to do Project Life. So I decided to go monthly, at least for January, and I love it. I just absolutely love it. Honestly, it just worked so great for me. I didn't feel pressured to get it done. I'm not doing the photos as much and having to go through the editing and printing process. So it was just so much easier. So I think I'm on board with going monthly. Um, However, since it does take longer to do a month's worth of um, spreads, because I think I did 2.5 spreads for this. I can't remember exactly. But since it does take a little bit longer, I am going to break up the videos. So this week happened to be my title page, which I really struggle with. I still don't really love it because the colors don't entirely go together, but I thought they were all great cards for the beginning of the year, like a title card or title page. Um, so yeah, I'm kind of going with it. So maybe I'll make changes later to my title page or not. So anyway, I just fussed around with the title page forever and a day, like you saw, and now I'm jumping in to kind of the first half of the month. I had already pre-printed all of my photos, cut them down to size, rounded the corners, just like I almost always do. And here, I'm just going to start focusing. I had kind of divided the photos up into the first half of the month and the second half of the month, but I'm not really strict. If something fits better or if it tells the story better, I'm just going to do it. That's what works for me. So, this first page kind of turned into the new year, things that were going on in the new year, goal setting, my one little word, just things like that. So, I'm gonna kind of play around with some different stuff. Um, as far as like the title card goes, I didn't know what I wanted to do. There is that a fair assessment? So I was playing around a lot, but I knew that I did want to use this January wood veneer because I thought that would be perfect for kind of a like monthly overview. I didn't have to put it, you know, the first week of the month, or I didn't have to make sure that I used it because I'm just doing monthly now. So it was just that much easier to use that wood veneer. If I'm making any sense at all, I'm probably not. So anyway, as you can see, I am going back to the December kit and January kits, and I think I had gotten my February kit at this point, but I can't be sure. Um, but yeah, I'm almost positive that I'm digging into the February kit a little bit too. Um, which I've been trying to use one specific kit for a long time now, like 8 months. Um, but I find myself kind of liking combining the kits now. So while especially since I'm doing a monthly spread, I feel like it's just easier to have more embellishments and a variety of embellishments. But yeah, so I'm just kind of playing along, doing doing my Project Life. Um, so like I said, I don't feel like I'm narrating this video very well, but oh well. So as you guys know, one of my goals lately, especially in Project Life, but just in crafting and scrapbooking in general, is using up more of my stash. Um, so I'm really going to try to use up those wood veneers and use a lot of those chipboard hearts just to get them used up and get them out of my stash, and that way they're not just sitting there and never getting used. Yes, there are certain products that I like to hoard and never use them up because I love them so much, but there's also plenty of product that, like those chipboard hearts, there's like what, 15 hearts on there, maybe 20. It's just hard to use 20 hearts. Um, so even though I do like them, it's hard to use 20 of them. So I'm just trying to use more of them and be less concerned about having too many repetitive elements. So I'm going to look at it as a way to tie the layout together. But at the same time, I don't want to be too repetitive. I don't know. I'm just picky, I guess. On this page, I'm also doing a lot of journaling, so I apologize. A lot of times I try to get the journaling out of the way, but this time, obviously, I didn't. But I did use that Cheers wood veneer, which I didn't know how I was going to use it at all. But I was writing about our New Year's Eve, so even though we didn't drink or have a picture of, a toast or anything, it was just pretty easy to use that Cheers because that is kind of a typical New Year's Eve thing is cheers, giving a toast. Yeah. Anyway, another one of my goals this year is using more of my stamp sets. I get a lot of stamp sets, or I have a lot of stamp sets, and I really like them, but I don't always end up using them. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to use more of my stamps because I do really really like them. And like that 2015 stamp can come in handy all year long, even though there's other elements on it that I don't necessarily like as well. So here was just, there's just a lot of photos to go through whenever you're doing a month at a time. So I have to admit that did take me a little bit longer going through the photos and deciding on an arrangement. But overall, I really, really like doing the monthly spreads. I can't even, I can't even believe it because I didn't want to like monthly spreads for so long. So again, I'm using a bunch of the January cards because obviously I'm working on January, even though I had February's kit. But I ended up using a lot more of my 3x4 cards as well, which I thought was really good. So I have almost no cards left from December. I got rid of almost all of them. The ones that I liked anyway. I do have a few that I don't like that will be going into future giveaways. But I just honestly felt like doing monthly, I've used up more of my stash. So I will probably share my videos. Let's see, I did like three videos I think from last year that I never posted because I just got really behind and stressed out about Project Life. So I'll be sharing those probably at some point. Week 52, I really struggle with. I still haven't finished it, so I'm going to have to finish that up on my own time, but you probably won't see a video for it because, yeah, it bugged the living daylights out of me. So like I said, I'll share those with you guys at some point, but I wanted to make sure I'm staying caught up. So like I said, this will be 2 videos. They'll probably be posted like a couple days apart or whatever, but you will get to see most of my January Project Life. At this point, I haven't 100% finished it because I had some special photos that I wanted to print off. And also, my video camera stopped recording at the end of the second half of this layout, so I was kind of bummed about that. So I lost some footage, but I was able to get most of my Project Life in there. So we'll just share what I have. So I really liked using those chipboard hearts to put in that love up at the top on that card. I really liked putting it in there. And one thing I also wanted to mention is that whenever I do those banner pieces and I cut them in half, I always try to use both halves in the layout or in the spread because they get lost so easily, especially since they're just like little pieces of cardboard. Like you can't put them anywhere. They're not sticky, so they're not sticking to stuff. But the banners, like they're just little pieces of paper. They get lost so easily. So I always try to use both of those up. So I put one on that filler card and one on a journaling card. Which I think I might be switching how I organize some of my cards. I recently heard of someone that organized their cards by filler cards and journaling cards, which I think is genius because that's kind of how I look for cards too. So I think I might be doing that, but I'm not 100% sure because sometimes there's cards that could work as both because if they've got blank space in there, you don't necessarily have to use it for journaling. You could use it to put a photo on or to just embellish it and make it a photo card or a filler card. Sorry, I can't talk to today. Um, so, but I'm gonna try to organize some of my cards. I think we'll see. Now I'm backing out already. Anyway, I also wanted to use up these banner cardstock pieces. I really love them, but they're one of those things they just kind of sit in the stash. So I'm really trying to use them. This box is my kits from like, I don't know, probably November, maybe even earlier, just like bits and pieces of different kits. And I wanted to get them used up, so I finished up those diamonds right there, which I was super happy about. I think those are maybe from October. So, let's see. What else? Another chipboard heart. Trying to desperately use up those wood veneer. I think I got pretty close. I can't remember for sure because it's been a while. I actually made this video at the beginning of the beginning of February, and here it is, the end of February before I'm sharing it. But yeah, life's gotten crazy. I have not put as much into the channel as I wanted to this year, but that is gonna change, I swear. So anyway, this is pretty much gonna wrap up part 1 of my project life for January. So I will share with you guys the second half here in a few days as soon as I get it uploaded. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you again soon. Have a great day.